Hello everyone and welcome to another video, and since we had an update in Gran Turismo 7, I wanted to show you, is it even worth using TCS or not anymore? I had a lot of questions in the comments down there about this topic, so I just decided to make a video and answer all of your questions. For this one, we will be using 3 classes of cars, as you can see on the screen, and all of these classes have little details where you can actually benefit or not from the traction control system. So let's just jump into it. Alright, and for the first one I was using Circuit Experience with this 4GT, and on the left as usual you got Traction 0 and on the right is Traction 2. Even though I took a wider line and a wider entry on the right, I wasn't really benefiting from the, I would say, faster way out. Although you can actually see I'm actually getting around 4 kilometers per hour more, but as soon as I straighten up the car, I'm losing that benefit. So you can see the traction control is activated and I start losing a bit of time. So the car just doesn't have that freedom to accelerate whenever you want. Something like that also happens here. I put the power down almost at the same spot. I would say almost, because these lap times are not the same. So it's very hard to replicate the times, but I tried to do my best. Although I took almost the same lines, you can see that when I straighten up the car on the right isn't really getting that much acceleration. Something like that is going to happen in here. So even though the lap times, as I said before, were similar on the right, I had a little bit more understeer. I just couldn't control the car. I thought that understeer was not giving me the complete freedom to just put the power down and, rotate the car in the way I wanted to. Something also happened in here, and of course guys, if you like my videos, please smash the like button and you might even subscribe to the channel. So you can actually see that the traction control system is actually activated, and it's not giving me the exact amount of acceleration that I wanted to. But as soon as we got to the chicane, you can see I lost a bit of time and I lost a bit of control while using Traction 0. The traction was a little bit better while using Traction 2 because I had, that safety net that I could just throw in, and I didn't really need to focus on like making a mistake or not. So I would call it even. The track times, the times weren't really different. Something like that also happened in here. So Fuji, once again Group 2, and although my lines weren't the same, I had a bit of more ability to put the power down, and I wasn't really thinking about if the car is going to slide or not. Although in Group 2 or even higher groups, that traction really matters so much, where you're just carrying so much downforce around the track that even if you put the throttle down, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. So I would take it kind of 50-50 at this point. Although I hit the power down almost at the same time, you can actually see that I was getting more traction and eventually more speed in Traction 2. I was quite surprised about this one. I wasn't thinking that, this is gonna make such a huge role in this part, but, just working my way up with Traction 2 wasn't kind of giving me the same feeling as of with Traction 0. I mean, I just wanted that freedom. I just wanted to completely control the car, although all the times were kind of here and there. I couldn't give the car the full 100% on the right. I always thought about something is slowing me down, although the times were kind of close, or in some sectors I was actually beating my lap times. And I have to say once again, the times are not the same. The times that I tried to replicate, I tried to do my best to replicate the lap times and, just to use very similar or even the same lines. But, just giving your all best, it's not going to mean that you're going to have exactly the same lines every single time. Something like that also happened here, but I think this is where you can actually benefit from traction control too, and quite a lot. So here I'm struggling to put the power down. The car is sliding either way. I'm trying to put the power down as soon as I can, but also at the same time not to make the car slide. Although on the right hand side I wasn't really caring that much. I was just like, okay, we're gonna put the throttle down and nothing's really gonna happen because I have that safety net. I'm kind of safe. If I put the power down, the traction control is going to kick in and, it's just going to save the car from spinning. But on the left, I was really focused on, okay, I need to put it together. I need to really focus on how I apply the throttle. Sometimes, it's even beneficial to go in higher gear and put the power down. Otherwise, on the right hand side, I wasn't really caring that much. So I just went for it and the car stayed on the track. So I believe if you're using this strategy in longer races, where you need to use N-class cars, or you have a lot of a lot of weight in the car. You're using those cars that are really not race cars but sports cars with let's say not racing tires. So if you're using comfort tires or just sports tires, I think you will benefit from using traction control in this case. So it's either going to make a difference. Will you race in a race when you need a lot of downforce, or you just need that safety net? So is it going to make a lot of difference for you? Are you going to make a lot of difference, let's say, going from the top 10 or, getting out of the top 10? Because that little tenth or even 2 tenths by the end of the lap means so much in the top splits. So if you're not really racing in the top splits and you just want to know the game, you just want to play and have some fun, I think traction control 2 is a pretty good option. So as soon as you start hitting the throttle, the traction control system stops you a little bit, but also gives you that safety net that I was previously talking about. So on the right, I even had a faster lap time that I was really surprised that, although it didn't give me the freedom to fully express myself in the way I wanted to, it also gave me that safety net that I was, every time that I was talking about. So guys, thank you once again for watching my videos, and please hit the like button, and you might even want to subscribe to the channel. So once again, until the next time, bye.